Thursday, February 5th, a little after 9 a.m. and I'm leaving the Kissimmee family campground here. I'm going to meet up with the other two hikers. There's a lock a little over 10 miles away, possibly there or one other place. So it's about 20 something miles to the river ranch. I think we're going to get there the day after tomorrow and camp with like a short 3 miles or whatever for the last day. I don't know if I'm going to stay there or just pop in, get a shower, resupply some food and bounce out, but the other hikers are going to take a zero there, but we'll see. It's already starting to warm up. I got up 6:58. Went and took another shower. Like, might as well, it's here, right? So, my clothes are clean, smelling fresh. My pack still smells like death. So at this moment I don't smell very clean, but a whole lot better than when I got here. It's a shame their little park office store, they sell ice and firewood, but they have no sodas and none of that stuff. Kind of strange to be out here all away from everything and have nothing. But what can you do? We'll see what the rest of the day has for us. Okay, so we're not even a mile in, and this is what we come up to. Oh, there's like no way around it. It's just all flooded, all it's like a little creek. So I got my shoes on, socks off, got my Crocs on, rocking the white feet. I would put my waterproof socks on, but it's not that far and they're going to get wet on the outside and then be wet all day. So I'm just going to cross this mucky, nasty brown in my Crocs, and then when I get to the other side over there, I'll dry my feet off and put my shoes back on. So much for having nice, clean, showered feet. Alright, so I made it past the swamp bog. I still have dry feet. It sucks because I had just put my shoes on like 15 minutes ago, but I was like, nope. The lazy part of me is like, just walk through it. But then my shoes would be wet the rest of the day, my socks would be wet, my feet would be wet. I'd get blisters. My new clean socks would be all funky and nasty right out the gate. So even though it's inconvenient to stop and take shoes off, it doesn't take that much time. It's better to let those Crocs that doesn't absorb any water, that dry off fast, get wet. And I always carry a little backpacking towel, or a bandana at the minimum. I'm amazed at the hikers that do not. Had a lot of hikers say, I would have went swimming at that swimming spot, but I didn't have a towel. And there was something just the other day a hiker was talking about it. I was wiping down the tent or something in the morning, it was really wet. And talking about how they didn't have a towel. So this is the Blazes. Just a little metal T-post upside down. They painted the little flat section that's normally in the dirt. So, looks like so far it's just more walking across the prairie, so I don't know if there'll be much to see today. But I guess we'll know when we get there. The day this trail's wanting to be a pain, I was able to make it down through here so far without dry, wet feet. Okay. Still nice and dry. But I don't think I'm going to make it any further. And this is that point where you're like, I'm not going to stop every half a mile and take my shoes off and walk through 10 feet of water and put my shoes back on. So at some point you just have to suck it up and you're like, you chose to walk through the swamp. There's not really any way to do this to stay dry, so I can't set my pack back down in all this mud and muck, so through the water we're going to go. It's unfortunate, but it must be done. So I'm going to kind of make it quick as possible so that I can limit water exposure, but you know how that goes. My feet are going to be soaked. But whatever, it's hot, it'll dry out. Okay, so I made it across. Now I have wet feet. I'm sure it was quite comical to see me trying to, oh, let's see, those little car tracks there, you know, you got a rut between the two tracks. I'm trying to balance that rut with my trekking poles to keep falling in the mud. Trekking poles are handy down here in Florida when you're going through mud and muck. So, I don't have any more mud and muck to go through. I'll stop and take a break here in about an hour or so. Kick my socks and shoes off. If I knew there was a lot of this, I'd just stop and put my waterproof socks on. But I don't like hiking in those if I'm not going through water. I don't want to wear them out. But I know if all else fails, if my feet start bothering me. Because of wet shoes, I can put waterproof socks on, at least my feet will be dry. At least I can walk around this one. Oh well, let's see what other kind of swampy mud we get into before the day's over. Walking along in between these little pond areas, and there's like a 1.5-foot little alligator laying right there. I took his picture, unzipped my pack pocket to take a video, and he busted into the water. I think there's another one hanging out over here. We can creep up on it. The water's kind of clear. See the bottom. No little alligator over here. It was just some stuff floating in the water. I don't see any more. Oh well, can't see them all, I guess. Looks like they've had a prescribed burn at some point. We saw some area yesterday that had been burned. Getting some shade at the moment. The sun's behind the clouds, so I've got about 5.5 miles left, and it's only 11:30. Big ol' alligator. I don't know if you can see it. See those bushes right by the lily pads? You see its back. Maybe. I don't think we're going to get no better look. That's about the best we're going to do. Unless we can get one from the other side. I figured I'd see alligators today with it being warm. Yeah, I can't really see it. I don't know, maybe you can from up there. I can't see it from down here. It kind of looks like a prime spot for an alligator to hang out. lot of times you see spot, it looks like a place for an alligator. And then you don't see no alligators. Like, apparently the alligators didn't think so. But I'm going to keep kind of walking these sandy roads and enjoying this shade cloud. I stopped, took a short break under a shade tree a few minutes ago. I didn't take my shoes off because I don't have that much further. I'll just take them off when I get to camp and be done. But I can tell, like, my feet and toes are starting to feel like that shrivel kind of. So I'm kind of monitoring in my head. It's one of them things like, I only got a mile left, my feet are killing me. But that mile can destroy your feet. So if they start hurting or feeling funny, hot spots, anything like that, I'm just going to suck it up and take them off. But other than that, day's going good. Just walking around in the prairie. One side nice and green, the other side nice and burned. So this is the Island Slough campsite. It's the northern boundary of the park. I think I'm going to stop here and take a break. I see a table. There's a water pump. Let's see if it's working. Sometimes they lose prime. So. Oh yeah. There we go. Look at that nice purple water. It always comes out purple. I think it's because where it sits in the pump. Every one of them's been like that. I'm going to take a little break here. And then we'll move on. We're less than 4 miles to camp, so not bad so far, not bad. I just came through that cut in the fence there. And now I'm walking down this road. Whew, it's white sand, man. The sun sure is bright back in the face. So where I was going, there's a water control lock right up ahead. I was going to camp there, but I checked just a little bit ago to see how close I was. I knew I was like within a mile, and I turned my phone off airplane and got a text. And the other two hikers, they were going to push on to the town of Kiko. So that added 2 miles to my day. But it's just now 2 o'clock, so no big deal. So that makes it like a 13-mile day almost. I think it was like a 10.7 to start with. I don't remember exactly. Kind of rough out here in the sun sometimes. But we're making it. We're still feeling pretty good overall. So. And we'll have some real good food to eat and some cold beverages to drink day after tomorrow. And then walking out here in the sun like this won't matter anymore. I don't know if you can hear the guns at the air base off in the distance. They were just shooting. Florida's so confusing. They put up these no trespassing signs. And then have the trail go through there. But how can you have no trespassing, but yet have it open to the public? And how do you distinguish between a hiker and a trespasser? Oh, I don't know. So looks like there's a house and a car. Maybe nobody will yell at us. So here's the river lock. Just had a conversation there with the gate tender. Rather interesting fellow. He had a boat coming in, so he had to come open the lock for him. Black water's boiling. It sunk his body back under the water, but you can see his head poking out. Little alligator. So I'm kind of walking over this divide here. Just left the lock. It's 5 minutes to 3. There was a boat coming through that the lock tender wanted to let through. Then he was rather chatty, interesting fellow. It has this trail here that looks well used, but that's from cows. I'm assuming this is the correct way. It looked like it just continued on straight, but I don't see any blazes. So I'll go a little further and then check the guide GPS just to make sure.